You can add or edit a page using Divi via the Pages section in WordPress. To add a new Divi page, click Add New, which is seen on the left-hand side or at the top. If you see the purple Use the Divi Builder button, click on it so that you get to the three options. The three options you'll get are Build from Scratch, Choose a Premade Layout, or Clone Existing Page. Now, the most efficient and effective way forward is to always clone an existing page. Doing so ensures you have all of the formatting, CSS, and rules carried over automatically. Then all you have to do is simply change the text and images. If you chose Build from Scratch, you'll waste time and probably miss some key formatting rules. If you chose Use a Premade Layout, you'll end up with a page that looks nothing like the rest of your website. So click on Clone Existing Page. From here, it's going to ask you which page you want to clone. So all we have to do is locate the page that has the same layout as you'd like your new page to have. You can do that by either using the search on the left-hand side or by scrolling through the pages. Once you've found the page you want, simply select it and then choose Use this layout. The page will now load, so all you need to do is now edit the content. The layout is already done. Now, just a quick overview of this page. On the right-hand side, you can save your work using the Save Draft button, or you can preview what your page looks like by clicking on the Preview button. And of course, when you're ready to go live, you can click on Publish. You can also schedule your page to go live at a future date by clicking Edit over here next to Publish Immediately. Choose your future date and then simply click on OK. Now, since we've cloned an existing page, everything is already populated. All you need to do is edit the page. So to edit a page in Divi, you have two options. You can either work in the back end, which is where we are here, or you can work in the front end by clicking on Build on the Front End Builder. So you can see the Front End Builder gives you more of a visual where you actually see the page that you're working on compared to the back end, which strips out all the visuals. Whichever one you choose, it's completely up to you, but at the end of the day, the same formatting rules and the same editing rules will apply. Now, pages are made up of blue sections, green rows, and grey modules. You'll see the same color scheme is used on the front end. There's your blue, there's your green, and there's your grey. Now, instead of getting too technical about all of this, simply work inside the color that contains the content you want to edit. But at a very high level, blue sections tend to contain full-width background colors or images, like this purple one. Green rows contain one or many columns, so that you can display content on the left-hand side or on the right-hand side, and you can even split into 3 columns, for example. Now, the grey modules are the bits that sit inside the columns, and those are your little widgets, like a text widget or an image widget or a video widget, for example. To edit the text on the front end is definitely the easiest, as you simply click and start typing, and then your change is done. To edit some text in the back end, just click on the grey cog, and that will open up the text editor where you can click and type. From this screen, always click on the green tick to save your changes. That doesn't put the page live. You will still need to click on Publish to put the page live, or Save Draft. If you're working on the front end, once you've applied some more changes, click on the purple circle, and you can either click on the blue Save Draft or on the green Publish to make your changes live. Now, in terms of making changes to your text, let's look at how you add a link to a piece of text. So there are a few different ways you can do it. You can either click on the text box, highlight the text that you want to link to, and then click on the link icon, and enter your URL and press enter. Alternatively, you can click on the grey box, click on the small settings icon, and do the same thing from the screen. Highlight your text, looks a little bit different, just click on the insert edit link, and here you can enter your new URL. From this screen, you can also choose your target. So if it's an external website, the best practice is to open it in a new window. Just click on OK, and then save, and remember to save your draft or publish when you're ready. You can edit an image by clicking on it, clicking on the grey settings icon, and then clicking on the image to then choose one of 2 options. You can either choose an existing image that you've already uploaded to your media library, or you can click on Upload Files to browse a new image on your computer. Either way, once you've chosen your image, simply click Upload an Image and tick to save. You can edit a button by clicking on the button, clicking on the settings icon, and then either entering the new name, the new URL, or the new name that you want to appear on the button. To add new content, for example, if we wanted to add a new image section on this side, instead of creating it from scratch, simply clone an existing one. Don't forget that all of the existing elements will have correct formatting and the correct colors already sorted out with them. So you should never really need to start from scratch. So to clone something, click on the item, and you can click on the little duplicate. That's going to create a second one. You can then click on it and drag it to where you want it to sit. You can delete a module by clicking on it and clicking on the little trash icon. And of course, you can move a module by using the move icon. You can also alter the number of columns that appear in this row. For example, in this one, we've got 1, 2, 3. If you click on the green row, here is the icon that we're looking for where it says Change Column Structure. If I click on that, at the moment it's saying we've got 3 columns. If I click on the 2, you'll see it changes the layout to displaying 2. So I keep saying how you should reuse existing content instead of starting from scratch. So if you want to use this little element here on a different page, that's really easy to do. Of course, you could just duplicate it to use it again on this page, but if you want to use it on a second page, you simply click on this little down arrow, which saves the module to your library. So click on the icon, give it a name. You can call it whatever you like and click on Save to Library. What that does is it pops it into your Divi library, which is accessible down here on the left-hand side via Divi and Divi Library. So here you can see all of the elements that I've already saved that I can now easily reuse on any other page. Once you've saved items to your library, bear in mind that you can save a grey module, or you can save a green row, or you can save an entire blue section, and even the full page. If you want to save the full page, you click on this little purple icon at the bottom. Now moving forward, when you want to use one of these items, simply click on the plus button with the corresponding color. So if you've saved a grey module, that means that we can now add using the grey plus button. If you saved a green row, you can use the green plus button. So you couldn't add a grey module by clicking on the green. You always have to keep the corresponding colors. So I'll show you how that looks. If we wanted to add a grey module that we saved to our library, simply click on the grey plus. And now instead of adding a new module, for example, text or image, we click on Add from Library. And this is going to give me the list of everything that we just saw on the screen. You can either use the search on the left-hand side, or I can find the icon, the element, and then just click Use this module. And that's going to load it onto this page. So just a reminder, you can do this across the whole website, so you can easily save a page, save a row, save a module, and reuse it anywhere you like. So you never really need to start from scratch. You can undo a change that you've applied if you haven't already saved or published the page in a few different ways. Let's edit this text box. Enter some new text. You can use this purple undo button to get rid of what I've just done. So that's how you can do it if you're still within the text screen. If, however, you've made a number of changes and you need to go back to a previous version of that page, you can click on this little icon at the bottom, which is your editing history. This shows all of the edits that you've done since you started editing this page in this session. As soon as you publish this page, this list of history will disappear. So this feature only works for your in-editing mode while you're actively making changes. Simply click on the version that you want, and you can see it in the background, and click on the save, and that's going to load the previous version for you. Now, if you want to edit an existing page on your website, you just jump into the back end, you go to Pages, and you'll see your full list of pages here. Simply hover over the page that you want to work on and click on Edit. This is also where you can delete a page, and if you delete a page by mistake, it will appear in the top under Trash. You can always reinstate it. One quick tip is if you're on your list of pages and you can't see the page in question, either use the search or make sure that you aren't looking at page 1 of 2. If you have a number of pages, at the top you can see I have 31. If I had 34 pages, for example, there would be an option to look at page 2. So just jump to page 2 to have a look.